bro. I'm ready to go. We're gonna be in Italy. Yeah, dude. I'm no Keith Lee, but we got this food on the Air France flight. We got it. Let's try it. And rate it 1 through 10. It was good. See y'all in Paris. And Mr. Bernard Boulez, please proceed to gate D18. Alright, I'm gonna be completely honest. This airport was really nice, but it definitely was a bit of a struggle when we got there. One of our connecting flights had changed, so I was in the house the night before we left, getting that all set up. And then when we got to the airport, they was like, oh no, you can still make this same flight that you had before. So we ended up making that same flight. We ran through customs, had to go through, all that or SOTS or whatever. And we literally walked up to our gate with like, I don't know, maybe like right on time. And we got on our flight, and the next thing you knew, we were in Milan, roughly an hour and 45 minutes later. All right. Last flight to
Milan.
Yeah. Crazy. It's crazy that we had to change the flight in order to just change
Your
it
attention,
back.
please, Mr. Jose.
So I want to give a huge shout out to our travel agent, Miss Shelley. If it wasn't for her, this trip wouldn't have happened. But she definitely made sure that we were taken care of. Once we got off the plane and got through getting our bags, we had a private chauffeur to Lake Como. How you doing?
Good guy.
How you doing?
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. So now at this point, you probably think what I'm thinking. We going to this BMW right up here. Nah, that's not happening. He parked all the way to the other side. So we had to walk far in the rain, but at least we had umbrellas. So at this point, she's thinking what I'm thinking. Like, damn, he parked kind of far. But that's no problem, because the one thing I would change about this trip is I would actually book my flight through Miss Shelley the next time. We initially booked our flight on our own, and then we got everything situated with Miss Shelley. But hindsight being 2020, just get everything booked through your travel agent, and you won't even have to worry about it. Excited squirt? Here we come. All right, so we made it to our hotel. Dude, it was super nice. We stayed at the Albergo Terminus in Como. Beautiful hotel. The service was amazing. Didn't have any problems at all. Rooms were super clean. Beds were comfortable. Water was hot. And then, like, the perfect thing for us, we had a second floor room, and it was in that corner you saw in that picture if you want to go back and rewind. But we had a complete view of the lake from our room. It was amazing, dog. So when we got settled in, we actually fell asleep. Again, we had a long flight. We were exhausted, and Miss Shelley definitely recommended us come to Como first because it's probably the most chill spot we'd be at, and she was right. So we woke up, it was dark. I think we slept about maybe 5 hours, and we got up and wanted to go eat. There was a restaurant at the hotel, but we wanted to go out and explore even though it was nighttime, and that's exactly what we did. Hotel. All right, so we're gonna walk to this restaurant, Osteria del. Yep, beautiful, absolutely stunning, beautiful. Yeah. So at this point, we're ready to go eat. Obviously, there's a bunch of lights out. It's dark. It was super nice out there, even though it was dark. The rain hadn't stopped, which was awesome. And we were just praying that the next day is going to be sunny and that we can go out and actually go and explore, because we're going to be here until Saturday. So if I'm not mistaken, this is the Thursday night. So we'll be out here. The next morning is going to be Friday, and then Saturday we'll be leaving and then going to Venice. Wow. So the first spot we picked was closed for some reason, so we ended up going to restaurant Lago. What's up, man? So we had a pizza, which pretty much had, some fancy pepperoni on it, and I had a carbonara. We definitely share both. The food was great. The pizza was great. I would say my food was a little salty. But other than that, it was great. After we had this amazing dinner, we went to this little spot right here and got some dessert. Thank you, sir. Threw this picture in because I really like it. But as we continue to wind down the night, we head back to our hotel and we get ready to prepare for tomorrow, because tomorrow we're going to explore, do a lot more. It's going to be daylight, and yeah, hopefully we're not too jet lagged, and we're going to enjoy breakfast, because from what we hear, the breakfast here was crazy and they didn't disappoint. So the next morning we got up and we went get tickets to the ferry in order to go to Bellagio. We went tour Como a little bit more because our ferry didn't leave until around noon. So yeah, you're gonna see a little bit of Como before we get to Bellagio. It doesn't even do it justice. This thing is huge.
Here we are in front of the Duomo in Lake Como, Italy.
So at this point, while we're at the Duomo, we're trying to figure out a way to get in. Little did we know, it was right there to our left. But Sid found it, and we checked it out. So let's get to it. Wow. Yes. Was it frozen? So full transparency, it did not get cold enough for that to freeze. So I don't know why it looked that way or whatnot. But we did go the first week of November, leading up to my wife's birthday. So it was cold out there. Roughly, it was around anywhere from 45 to 65, give or take, whatever time you walked out. It wasn't to the point where it was like freezing, hands numb and stuff like that. No, I still feel like this is the best time to go. It was still beautiful, like today was beautiful. And most importantly, there weren't a ton of tourists everywhere we went. Obviously, there were still people there that were going and touring and everything, but we had a great time. We enjoyed it. And when we do go back, I think this is probably like the best time to go, especially once we got to Rome. So at this time, there were folks here praying. I didn't feel super comfortable recording, but I knew I wanted to get this stuff just for memories and keepsakes. So I didn't put the camera on them much and really look at that area. So, but this was beautiful. All right, so as we come down to the end of touring the church, we're going to go out and take a look at some shop areas. And we found this really cool spot. And we brought something back home. Well, got it shipped back home for us that we can keep forever. So let's get to that.
Oh my goodness.
And it just opens up. And bam. You want to make the block this way or you want to go back this way? So we wasn't sure how much rain we would possibly run into here or even on this trip period. So we stopped to this little shop right here on the street and we got us some umbrellas. Obviously had to get some shopping in. Look at that, the Amelia Earhart, boy. So as we were walking through like the shopping area, we came across this spot where they make like, you can create your own phone cover. Haven't noticed this in the US before, but since I've been back, I notice it now. I don't know what that's about. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention before. So we found this little candy shop. We stopped here to get like some mints and stuff. They were really good. They really were good. One thing we found out is that in Europe, a lot of the additives that we have in the US are banned. So we found this cool spot called Iris Gallery. Apparently there's some in the US. I've never seen them before, but there's some. What they do is they take a picture of your iris and they put it into, a piece, which is awesome. So we bought one, super dope, and it's on our wall in our house. So can't wait for y'all to see. Yo, Sid already walked fast, but we were rushing to get to our ferry because we all not missed it, but we was rushing because we stayed at the Iris Gallery a little bit too long. So it was time to hop on the ferry and head to Bellagio. Honestly, Bellagio is a place that I fell in love with. Normally, I try to clip these things up, but this part was so beautiful that I had to leave the full thing in. I'm gonna shut up now. Can't skip the line. Excited?
Beautiful. I'm so excited. We are headed to Bellagio and Verona.
Yeah, bruh. I can almost take this jacket off now. It's the most comfortable jacket that I brought, so y'all gonna see it a lot. But look at this view. Stunning.
Okay, you can go.
We can sit outside, we can sit inside. Y'all, I'm not gonna lie. This was some of the most beautiful views I've ever seen in my life. Like, stunning. I miss it. I can still see it in my head as I'm talking right now. Like, this is immaculate. And we gotta go back. We have to. That's the Swiss Alps back there, boy. I didn't realize how close we were to Switzerland.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna keep it a G. The ride from Como on the ferry to Bellagio, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10, bro. And apparently George Clooney has a house, like a huge house, on, right on the water. So. All right, so we made it to Bellagio. There's not a ton to do in Bellagio, but when it comes to food and views and shops and gelato, you in the right spot. Without further ado, let's dive into Bellagio. Be prepared to walk a lot, okay? And that's not a problem, but it's a ton of stairs. Bring some comfortable shoes. The Metcon Sid got us. Dog, that was like the best thing ever. But just walking through these staircases, these streets, man, you could smell the food, you could smell the aroma, the energy, everybody was like, this is where it's at. Oh, look, let me get a picture of you right here. Yes, Lord. You got to master the art of the pump up, fellas. Not gonna lie, we had a great time walking. Beautiful sights. Even picked out a gelato spot that we wanted to check out. But it was time to eat. So we did some digging and we found one of the best restaurants on the spot of Bellagio. And that's where we're headed. So let's check that out. Lord, I love cheese. And this was fried mozzarella. Oh my God.
Michigan's pretty good.
Y'all know we make friends everywhere we go. So we met some other Americans there, black guy and his wife. And they're from Florida, so they was cool people though. Not your typical Florida man, Florida woman. Yo, so I ordered the fettuccine and this dude brought the hot noodles out and he put it in a bowl of cheese. And he made the fettuccine in the bowl of cheese, y'all. In the bowl of cheese. And then he turned around and put that truffle butter on there. Lord, have mercy. I could taste it right now. Thank you. All right, so obviously I got a fettuccine and Sid got a veal and cheese ravioli. Dog, amazing. And the spritz, man, look, let me tell you something, bro. So after we ate that delicious food, it was only right that we go ahead and wipe it down with some gelato, some actual gelato. Let's get to that. Gracias. Hotel Florence. Wow. So at this point, we had seen everything that we needed to see in Bellagio, and it was getting about time to head back to Como. But before we head out, one last look at this view. We had a quiet dinner the night we got back to Como, and the next morning we woke up, had breakfast at our hotel, which was amazing. And then we caught our train to Milan because we had another train that was taking us to Venice.